The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. It's not always clear why, but I think it is clear. We can expect great things from you. Well, Hogwarts Legacy fans, I hate to break the news to you, but you're just a muggle playing a video game. And in Hogwarts Legacy, you'll likely be able to choose your own wand. Even though that is technically lore-breaking, from a player's game enjoyment perspective, I think it does make sense to allow the player to ultimately choose what will essentially be their one weapon for the entirety of the game. It's already been confirmed to us that after this wand ceremony takes place, you're unable to switch wands after that. For those of you that want to stick to the lore, though, perhaps Avalanche will include some sort of in-game quiz during this wand ceremony. But if that doesn't end up being the case, you can always go to the Wizarding World website and take that quick quiz, and then link your account, or just remember your results and choose accordingly. I'll leave a link to that site below. In this video, however, I'm going to talk about wand customization, what choices we'll likely have, and what they mean in Wizarding World lore to help you prepare ahead of the game's launch next week. Let's begin. Starting off with perhaps the coolest aspect of a wand, and that is a wand's core. The core of a wand is a magical substance placed within the length of wood, usually extracted from a magical creature. The three most common cores that should be present in Hogwarts Legacy are Dragon Heartstring, Unicorn Hair, and Pheonix Feather. I'm going to give you the description straight from the wizardingworld.com website, as it gives pretty concise descriptions. As a rule, Dragon Heartstrings produce wands with the most power, and which are capable of the most flamboyant spells. Dragon wands tend to learn more quickly than other types. While they can change allegiance if won from their original master, they always bond strongly with the current owner. The Dragon Wand tends to be the easiest to turn to the dark arts, though it will not incline that way of its own accord. It's also the most prone of the three cores to accidents, being somewhat temperamental. Pheonix Feather wands are the rarest core type, and they're capable of the greatest range of magic, though they may take longer than either Unicorn or Dragon cores to reveal this. They show the most initiative, sometimes acting of their own accord, a quality that many witches and wizards dislike. Pheonix Feather wands are always the pickiest when it comes to potential owners, for the creature from which they are taken is one of the most independent and detached in the world. These wands are the hardest to tame and to personalize, and their allegiance is usually hard-won. Unicorn Hair generally produces the most consistent magic, and is the least subject to fluctuations and blockages. Wands with unicorn cores are generally the most difficult to turn to the dark arts. They are the most faithful of all wands, and usually remain strongly attached to their first owner, irrespective of whether he or she was an accomplished witch or wizard. Minor disadvantages of Unicorn Hair are that they do not make the most powerful wands, although the wand wood may compensate, and that they are prone to melancholy if seriously mishandled, meaning that the hair may die and need replacing. Moving on, let's now talk about wand length, which should absolutely be a part of the wand ceremony. Most wands in the Wizarding World tend to be between 9 and 14 inches long. Although longer wands may suit taller witches and wizards, a person's height should not be the only determining factor for wand length. Longer wands tend to draw to bigger personalities, and those of a more spacious and dramatic style of magic, while neater wands tend to draw towards more elegant and refined spellcasters. You could think of it as longer wands potentially having more power, but shorter wands offering more control. A few quick lore examples: Harry's wand was 11 inches, while Voldemort's was 13.5 inches. And yep, I already know what my comment section is going to look like. If we do have the option to make our wands abnormally long or short outside of that 9 to 14 range, an abnormally long wand tends to select those with physical peculiarities, while abnormally short wands tend to select those who are lacking in character regardless of their height. For example, Hagrid's wand was 16 inches long, while Dolores Umbridge's wand was only 8 inches. Now let's get into the longest section of the video, and that is your wand's wood type. Only a minority of individual trees can actually produce wand quality wood. It takes years of experience to tell which ones have the gift. But with that said, there's 38 different wood types listed on the Wizarding World website, and I'm fairly certain that most, if not all of these, will be in the game. I'm guessing that your choice of wood will not affect your spellcasting. It's likely much more of a cosmetic lore type thing. Let's get into it. Acacia wands are tricky wands that tend to refuse to produce magic for any but their owner, and they also withhold their best effects from all but the most gifted. When well matched, this wand matches any for power, though it's often underrated due to the peculiarity of its temperament. Alder wands tend to select owners that are helpful, considerate, and likable, rather than stubborn and obstinate. This wand type is best suited to non-verbal spell work, and when happily placed, it becomes a magnificent loyal helpmate. Has a reputation for being suitable only for the most advanced witches and wizards. Applewood wands are best suited to an owner of high aims and ideals, and this wood mixes poorly with dark magic. Owners of Applewood wands are said to be well loved and long lived, and they tend to have great personal charm. Ash wands cleave to their true master and ought to not be passed on or gifted from the original owner because it will lose power and skill. Witches and wizards best suited to these wands are not lightly swayed from their beliefs or purposes, but also not brash or overconfident. The ideal owner may be a bit stubborn and will certainly be courageous, but never crass or arrogant. Aspen wood wands are highly prized for their stylish resemblance to ivory and their outstanding charm work. These wand owners tend to be strong-minded and determined, and are also known to become accomplished duelists, as this wand is particularly suited to martial magic. Many owners of these types of wands tend to be attracted by quests and new orders. It's a wand for revolutionaries. A beechwood wand's true match can be wise beyond their years, or if full-grown, rich in understanding and experience. When poorly matched, the beech wand will perform really weakly, but when properly matched, they are capable of subtlety and artistry rarely seen in any other wood. Blackthorn wood is best suited to warriors and tends to be best matched with aurors, as well as many of those that may be destined to land in Azkaban. For this wand to feel truly bonded with its owner, the owner and the wand typically need to persevere through immense danger or hardship. Black walnut wands seek masters of good instinct and powerful insight. If an owner is unable or unwilling to be honest with themselves or others, this wand tends to perform weakly. But when paired with a sincere, self-aware owner, it becomes one of the most loyal and impressive wands of all. Cedar wood wands are typically found in the hands of those with strength of character and unusual loyalty. A witch or wizard that's well matched with a cedar wand is a frightening adversary that many should not cross, especially if harm is done to those of whom they are fond of. Cherrywood wands tend to be prized by magical folk in Japan, where those who carry these wands have special prestige. A cherry wand often makes for a wand that possesses truly lethal power, and should never be teamed with a wizard or witch that lacks exceptional self-control and strength of mind. Chestnut wood wands are attracted to those who are skilled tamers of magical beasts, those who are natural flyers, and those who possess great gifts in herbology. These wands also seem to show a predilection for those concerned with all manners of justice. If you are enjoying this video and you'd like more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Back to it. Cypress wood wands are associated with nobility and tend to be attracted to those who are brave, bold, and self-sacrificing. These wands are for those that are unafraid to confront the shadows in their own and others' natures. Dogwood wands tend to match with entertaining individuals. They are quirky and mischievous and insist upon partners who can provide them with scope for excitement and fun. They are still, however, very capable of producing serious magic and dazzling enchantments. Ebony wood wands are the happiest in the hands of those with the courage to be themselves. These wands are best suited to wizards and witches who hold fast to their own beliefs, no matter the external pressure. Elder wood wands are the rarest of them all, and are actually reputed to be deeply unlucky and trickier to master than any other. They do contain very powerful magic, but scorn to remain with any owner who is not the superior of his or her company. Therefore, it takes a remarkable wizard to successfully keep and wield an elder wand. Possible that this wand wood type may not even be a choice. Elmwood wands prefer owners with presence, magical dexterity, and a certain native dignity. These wands tend to produce the fewest accidents and the most elegant charms. They are capable of highly advanced magic when found in the right hands. English oak wands demand partners of strength, courage, and fidelity. They're most attracted to those with powerful intuition and an affinity with the magic of the natural world, which includes creatures and plants. It is said that Merlin himself had an English oak wand. Firwood wands demand staying power and strength of purpose in their true owners. They're particularly suited for transfiguration and favor owners that have focused, strong minds and occasionally intimidating demeanors. Hawthorn wood wands are complex and intriguing in their natures, just like the owners that best suit them. They're particularly suited to healing magic, but also adept at curses. They're not easy to master, and when in the hands of those not deserving, they can be known to be dangerous and backfire. Hazelwood wands often work best for a master who can understand and manage their own feelings well. When in the right hands, they can produce outstanding magic, and are so loyal that they may refuse to work after an owner has passed away. In the hands of someone not fitting, this wand can absorb rogue, untamed feelings from its owner, and discharge that energy unpredictably. Hollywood wands work most happily in the hands of those who may need help overcoming a tendency to anger and impetuosity. They often choose owners who are engaged in some dangerous and often spiritual quest, and if an ideal match is found, it's not wise to stand in an owner's way. Hornbeam wands tend to select those with a single pure passion, which some might call obsession, which will almost always be realized. These wands become so personalized very quickly in the right hands, that others who attempt to use them will find it extremely difficult to even cast the simplest of spells. These wands absorb their owner's code of honor and refuse to perform acts that do not tally with their master's principles. This is a rather sentient type wand to have. Larchwood wands are highly sought after as they have a reputation for instilling courage and confidence in its owner. These are hard wands to please though, and very difficult to master. When in the right hands, this wand type tends to help a witch or wizard realize the full extent of their considerable talents. Laurel wands are said to not be able to perform dishonorable acts, although in a quest for glory, which is not uncommon for those best suited for this wand type, these wands can perform powerful and sometimes lethal magic. Laurel wands do not tolerate laziness, and they're known to produce spontaneous lightning strikes when stolen. Maplewood wands are best suited for travelers and explorers. They prefer ambition, and without it, the wand will perform poorly. These wands look for owners who can provide fresh challenges and a regular change of scenery. Possession of one of these wands has long been a mark of status because of its reputation as the wand of high achievers. Pearwood wands are best suited in the hands of the warm-hearted, the generous, and the wise. They're typically found in popular and well-respected hands, and there's not even one known instance of a pear wand being found in the hands of a dark witch or wizard. Pinewood wands seek those that are independent, intriguing, and even sometimes mysterious. Many masters of these wands are perceived as loners, but not necessarily in a negative manner. This wand enjoys to be used creatively and will adapt unprotestingly to new methods and spells. Their owners are destined to live long lives. Poplar wands are happiest when working in the hands of those with a clear moral vision. Consistency, strength, and uniform power is important to this wand type, and there's even a running joke that these wands are never found in the hands of politicians. Red oak wands are best suited in the hands of those who possess unusually fast reactions, making them a fantastic dueling wand. Ideal masters of this wand type are quick-witted, adaptable, light of touch, and capable of creating creative, distinctive, trademark spells. Redwood wands are strongly attracted to witches and wizards who possess the admirable ability to fall on their feet, make the right choices, and to snatch advantage from catastrophe. Many think of them as wands that create luck, but in truth, they more so work well with those who possess characteristics that tend to lead to intriguing outcomes. Rowan wood wands are known to render all manner of defensive charms that are especially strong and difficult to break. This wand is most happily placed in the hands of those who are clear-headed and pure-hearted. It's commonly stated that they have never been found in the hands of a dark witch or wizard. Silver lime wands have a reputation for performing best for seers and those skilled in legilimency. This is a highly attractive wand that usually gives its possessor a high status. Spruce wood wands require a firm hand because this wand often appears to have its own ideas about what magic it ought to be called upon to produce. This wand is ill-matched with those who are overly cautious and have more of a nervous nature, but they work great with bold spellcasters and also those who have a good sense of humor. Sycamore wood wands are wands that are eager for new experiences and will actually lose some of their brilliance if engaged in mundane activities. A true Sycamore wand wielder should be a curious, vital, and adventurous witch or wizard. When those requirements are met, this wand will demonstrate a great capacity to learn and adapt. Vinewood wands tend to favor those who seek a greater purpose, those with a vision beyond the ordinary, and those who frequently astound those who think they know them best. A lot of those. This wand is strongly attracted to personalities with hidden depths, and it's even known to emit magical effects upon the mere entrance into their room of a suitable owner. Walnut wood wands are best suited for magical innovators and inventors, and are typically offered to highly intelligent witches and wizards for trial first. Once this wand is subjugated, it'll perform any task that its owner desires, and this can make for a truly lethal weapon in the hands of those with little or no conscience, as the wand and the wizard may feed from each other in a particularly unhealthy manner. Willow wood wands are best found in the hands of those with great potential, rather than those who feel they have little to learn. This type of wood has healing power, and their owners often have some unusually warranted insecurity. And the final wand wood type is yew wood. Yew wood wands never choose mediocre or timid owners, and this wand type retains a particularly dark and fearsome reputation in the spheres of dueling and all curses. Although this wand can work really well with the dark arts, it's also equally proven to be great at protecting others. These wands are often found in the hands of heroes and villains alike, and when an owner of a yew wand dies and is buried with their wand, a tree will generally sprout, guarding the dead owner's grave. In the last category for wand customization, for those of you that made it all the way to the end here, and thank you so much, will likely be wand flexibility. A wand's flexibility or rigidness denotes the degree of adaptability and willingness to change possessed by the wand and owner pair. More flexible wands many times will find themselves in the hands of witches and wizards who possess some doubts about their personal characteristics and abilities, which can be good in that these witches and wizards tend to be able to adapt to very different situations. While more rigid wands are drawn to those that feel they understand their characteristics very, very well, and because of that, they can be quite unyielding, which can sometimes be good and other times not so good. And that'll be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know your wand below in the comments. Much more Hogwarts Legacy content to come, including live streams, guides, lore videos, and so on, and I'll catch you on the next one.